As the empathetic and sensitive being that you probably are watching this video, it can be very challenging to stop your overgiving and people-pleasing tendencies and set some boundaries. I am Laetitia. I am a mentor and subconscious therapist for the introverts and the sensitive to help them take their power back. And in this video, I am going to share my take on how to stop people-pleasing and protect your energy. You'll see that when you make your needs a priority, when you protect your energy, when you set some boundaries, your levels of self-esteem and confidence are naturally going to raise. First of all, it is important to be clear on the shape that your overgiving and people-pleasing tendencies take. So, see if any of the following resonates with you. Maybe you are staying in a relationship that is unhealthy and detrimental to your well-being. Maybe you keep saying yes to things when you would like to say no. This can range from working overtime, to agreeing to take on an extra shift when you really don't want to saying yes to a social event when you're feeling drained and you need some rest, to letting a friend push your boundaries in terms of the amount of time and energy that you can give them. Or maybe you keep giving to your loved ones, which does make you happy, but the flip side is that you are feeling drained and exhausted, and no one is taking care of you the same way you are taking care of others, so there is an imbalance there. And maybe you keep agreeing with people, shifting your opinions to make sure that it matches theirs, so you are being like a social chameleon. You overgive pleasantness, agreement, and that ends up feeling disconnected with yourself and feeling drained and exhausted because you're feeling invisible, because you're not showing your true self. You're just people-pleasing. Secondly, I believe it is very important to understand why we do it. There is some deep inner work to do here, like it is the case every time there is an old and strong conditioning that you want to change in yourself. The overgiving and people-pleasing tendency takes its root into how sensitive you are to other people's emotions, into how much you feel their feelings. And because of this, their discomfort almost feels like your own. So your brain learns this little trick. If I make everyone else happy, then maybe I will be okay too. Because you can't stand seeing someone you love suffer. And for many of us, it started in childhood. Maybe you saw and learned growing up that love, happiness, and peace at home depended on keeping others comfortable. So you grew up thinking that it was your job, that somehow it is your responsibility to make sure that everyone is okay, to care about everyone else. The problem with this behavior is that over time, it becomes automatic. You've been giving and giving and giving, hoping that it will finally make you feel loved, feel happy, feel safe. But the opposite happened. You've been feeling drained, you've been feeling exhausted, and you've been feeling disconnected from yourself. If you don't please others, you worry that you'll be disapproved of, dismissed, or abandoned. And it is not because you're weak. It is because your sensitivity taught you to survive by pleasing. And it is completely normal that this behavior makes you feel tired, drained, and exhausted. It takes a lot of energy to try to control your environment, to try to control people's emotions. And this is hypervigilance. And it's a state that your nervous system has learned over time. When your body learns a certain response, it means that it doesn't need a thought anymore in order to feel that response. It is an automatic response. Even if it is deep conditioning, it is a state of being and a behavior that gets to change step by step with patience and a clear framework. On the other side of this, keep in mind that there is a lot more freedom, well-being, better relationships, and higher levels of self-esteem. So it's really worth working on that. Which takes us to number 3, practice setting some small boundaries. One step at a time. Practice saying no more often. Practice meeting your needs, even if you start small. Remember how crucial it is to your well-being to recharge your batteries and to spend some precious alone time. With time and repetition, you will be teaching yourself a new way of being, a new behavior. Number 4, practice integrating a new belief. Belief work is powerful, and that is the fulcrum of my framework, because your responses, your behaviors, your actions, your thoughts, all of those things derives from your core subconscious beliefs. So here what you want is to imprint in your subconscious mind, that is the most powerful part of your brain, that you are valuable and that you don't have to prove it to anyone. I'd invite you to uncover the belief that is opposite to the one that you uncovered in point 2 of this video. For example, if you uncovered in point 2 that you believe you are responsible for people's happiness and well-being, then this can become, I am responsible for my own well-being and this becomes a priority now. Or I need to please others in order for me to be loved can become, I am highly lovable and valuable just by being myself. Practice this new life context. Practice integrating this new belief and try to tap into it every day. And if you feel it's not being integrated, feel free to reach out at hello@yourbesttrueself.com so that we can have a chat. I have a framework that allows this deep rewiring of the subconscious mind, that allows this root transformation if you are feeling drawn to getting some support on this. And remember that every time you keep your promise to yourself, you meet one of your needs, you take care of yourself, you make your well-being a priority, you are sending a very powerful message out there. A message to the universe that you are worthy of love, that you are worthy of care, that you are valuable. And this is a very powerful and magnetic message. And you are also sending this message to yourself, which has a very, very big impact. Setting healthy boundaries allowed me to show up with true care, love, and appreciation for the other person because it is driven by genuine care and not by fear of rejection. So where are you in your overgiving journey? Let me know in the comments. Let's have a chat. And I wish you a beautiful day or evening, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.